Okay, guys, welcome. It is the 3rd of April. We have all just gotten back from a really awesome Easter break, I hope. And tonight we're just going to share a little bit with you guys about our program and our incredible products that come along with them. Our program has been around for almost 4 years, and I think we've had now over 30,000 people join and love the recipes and the resources. So first of all, tonight we're going to tell you a little bit about what's involved in our program, all the goodness that's inside, and also hear some stories from the women who have already had really incredible results by following the program and using our products. And we're going to have a pretty strong focus tonight on women's health. Mostly because we've got some really incredible women's health stories to share. So I'm really excited for the girls to share their stuff with you and have you learn a little bit more about what it is that we do. So our program is about giving people the ability to never have to diet. It's about implementing great habits and learning to eat in a way that's satisfying and delicious while nourishing your body. And to share all about what's inside the program, we have our beautiful friend Sue. So Sue, I'm just going to find you. There you are. And I'm going to spotlight you. Hey. And I'd love you to share.
Hi guys, thank you, Ange. So you kind of just basically sort of said everything that it kind of is, the program, which is awesome. But my name's Sue, and I was introduced to the products and the business about nearly a year ago now, and I can't believe how much my life has changed. It's been awesome. The products made a lot of sense to me when I first jumped on board because I was really suffering a lot from postnatal depletion. I just had my second bubba and I was struggling as a new mum. Like, I don't know if anybody else struggles with newborns, but yeah, I do for sure. So I could hardly cook for my toddler. I was eating the crusts from his toast, let alone being able to nourish myself in the ways that I knew that I should, because I was breastfeeding, and not only was I not feeding myself, but if I'm not feeding myself, I'm not feeding my bub. So it was really important to me to try and get something that was whole food. And I had just gone out and bought a $300 juicer, much to my husband's disapproval. And then like 3 weeks later, I jumped on to Juice Plus and I've never used the juicer again. So, oops, sorry, bub. But what I love about this program and the products is that it's completely family friendly. So I am not a good cook. For anyone that knows me, I can burn bread really easily. I do have a talent with that, but so I find it more of a chore than anything else. And thinking about cooking, anything to do with cooking, is just like a big like ugh to me. So the thing that I absolutely loved is the fact that I don't think with this program, I literally don't. It has meal planners, it has shopping lists, it has menu guides, it has everything. So it's at my fingertips, on my phone, on my computer. I don't have to do a thing. And it is family friendly. So I can't stress to you enough, I have a really fussy toddler. And so I don't cook 6 meals. I'm not the mum that does all that. I just cook one meal and you either eat it or you starve. But they don't starve, don't worry. So then the food with this program is like even suitable for my fussy toddler. So if my fussy toddler can eat it, anybody can eat it, which is really awesome. The community has over 15,000 members, which is great, because what I found with it is that I found people that were kind of on the same journey as me, like, you know, mums out there finding time for 5 minutes to exercise or doing whatever it is. So it was really inspiring for me, just keeping me accountable for all those days where I'm like, oh, I can't really be bothered, you know, because I mean, hey, we all have them, don't we? So it was really great in that sense. It teaches you really good habits and it teaches you amazing ways to eat. So instead of looking at what you can't eat, it's really about focusing on what you can have, which is really nice, because I know with other things that I've tried, I'm like, okay, so what can't I eat? What things can't I have? You know, so it's really nice to be able to hear that, oh yeah, I can have this and I can have that. So it's really quite cool. It has things like detox guides, shred guides, and all of these things are accessible to you at any time. So anytime you feel like you might need a kickstart, or for me, I'm actually in the middle, well, just started the 14-day detox after a bit of an Easter binge. binge. So that's one thing that I'm doing now, and you can do it at any time, which is perfect for me because, you know, as a mum, my life is always changing. So I need to be able to do these things and pick them up when I can or when I need to, and fit them in and around what I'm doing. So there's no deprivation. It's not restrictive. It's just the best thing that I've found. It has over 250 recipes, and it's got like workout plans like in there as well. As I said, it's all accessible on your phone, so I can be doing it in the bedroom with my kids while they're going to bed, and I'm like working out for 5 minutes. You know, I just do it here and there during the day. It's easily accessed. I just need a yoga mat and some dumbbells, and it's like minimal equipment but with a lot of commitment, and I'm just changing my family's life for the better. So the support that we recommend alongside this, which I might have mentioned earlier, was Juice Plus, and I'm sure Britt's going to kind of touch a little bit more on that. But just so you get a bit of an understanding, for me, you know, flooding my body with the nutrients that it really needed, so not what I'm telling it. Like, I don't know that my body needs these particular things. That, you know, our bodies are amazing things. So it just like absorbs everything that it needs, and so my body is starting to really function on its best possible self, I guess. Some of the side effects that I've felt, or not side effects, bonuses, I guess, that I felt is, you know, no more belly bloating, more energy, better skin. My skin has completely cleared up. I'm having a deeper sleep. My clarity of thought is better, so I don't have any more foggy brain, which I didn't even know I had until then. You know, I'm starting to crave the things that my body is being nourished with, so all the things that are good for me, I'm starting to actually crave these things now. So it's just been such a blessing, and I'll leave it at that because I'm really mindful of the time, but I'm sure the girls are going to touch on some other things, and I've been so excited.
Oh, thanks, Sue. And you are totally glowing. You've got like the Juice Plus skin thing going on. But thank you for sharing. So as Sue was saying, alongside our amazing program that Kira created, we have our product called Juice Plus. Now, as a health coach, I personally was quite skeptical on this product when I first came across it, because I definitely encourage my clients to eat an array of fresh fruit and veggies and get everything that they need from food. And I'm so aware that there's no such thing as a miracle pill to fix us or anything. But a few years after first coming across it, I was suffering, like Sue, from postnatal depletion, and I knew that I needed something. And, you know, I knew that I needed something that my body would understand and be able to absorb. So I had remembered, my mind kind of went back, just, you know, it was the universe doing its thing. My mind went back to Kira and this whole food-based supplement. And all I thought to myself was, it's made from food. It's got to be something that can help me get back to where I was. And so, you know, I took Juice Plus to help get myself out of that depletion. And I continue to take it because for me, I know that having the edge from that extra dose of nutrients flooding my body is such a benefit to my well-being, both now and in the future. So Britt, our beautiful Brittany, she is studying to become a health coach where I studied, which is super exciting. She is going to share all about the products and explain to you a little bit about what they do and what's in them.
Thanks, Ange. Hi, everyone. So yes, I get to tell you about our products. So, you know, if you're anything like me, you probably grew up with your parents saying, eat your fruits and veggies, you know, every night. It's drilled into you. And we all know that fruits and vegetables are really good for us and important, but we're not always clear on like why that is. So obviously, first of all, fruits and veggies contain micronutrients that our body needs for all of the different functions that it does every day. So things like creating red blood cells for energy, enzymes in your gut for digestion, synthesizing hormones to tell our body what to do and when to do it. And the micronutrients also work to decrease inflammation in the body, which we know to be the root cause of all chronic disease. So, you know, there's a lot going on in there, and to fuel it properly, micronutrients from plant sources are vital. Now, having said this, our standard Western diet simply doesn't provide the massive amount of micronutrients that we need. And that's where Juice Plus comes in. So these are our premium capsules. Beautiful. We've got veggies, berries, and fruit there. So, you know, in an ideal world, I would purchase and prepare and consume 10 servings of fruits and vegetables every day. But honestly, it's just not possible for me. So these are really the next best thing. You know, they bridge that gap between what I am eating and really what I know my body needs to consume. So in our capsules, we've got 26 different varieties of fruits and vegetables, and they're all cold pressed so that the flesh, the stem, the skin, the seeds, like everything, you're not missing any part of the produce. Then dehydrated at really low temperatures to keep all of the enzymes intact. And basically it means like they're full of all the goodies, none of the nasty stuff. And obviously it's all natural. So there's nothing synthetic here. And because our bodies are designed to recognize and use micronutrients from food, that's exactly what happens. So the vitamins and minerals are absorbed really quickly into the bloodstream. So they can be used immediately by our body to increase energy, decrease inflammation, improve hormone synthesis, like I said before, a whole host of benefits. For me and my family, like we really value our health and we want to live a long and healthy lifestyle, which means, we're going to do anything we can, anything in our power to make that happen. So these are non-negotiables for us. Our second product is called the Complete Powder. So that's the sachets, and they work on a macronutrient level. So that's a balance of protein, fat, and carbs. It contains heaps of superfoods as well. You've got amaranth, quinoa, mushroom powder, broccoli, alfalfa sprouts, spirulina, blah, 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 blah. It goes on and on. And they actually taste amazing. So we've got chocolate and vanilla. I can't actually decide which one is my favorite. I love them both, and so does my husband. So we have one every day in our smoothies. They work to keep your blood sugar stable and your metabolism working in its peak condition. For me, they've meant the end of those mid-afternoon, like sweet cravings, like 3, 4 o'clock. I just don't have that anymore. And it's a real boost of nutrition in my smoothie as well. So, I just added in this blender with a handful of ice, some coconut milk or almond milk, handful of greens, some berries, and voila, super nutritious smoothie is created. Our third product, last one, is our vegan omegas. So it's an omega blend. It's incredible. Omegas are really important for your brain health, focus, concentration, clarity, as well as your joints and muscle recovery. And most omegas that are available on the market are fish oils. And, if you're someone who's concerned about things like toxicity and sustainability, not to mention the awful fishy taste, they aren't the best option. These come from plant sources only. So basically where the fish get their omegas from, mainly algae and seeds. And they make a lot of sense to me because, after being pregnant, I knew that my brain's stores of omegas were depleted because my brain was taking those to give to the baby. That's what it's naturally meant to do. It's great. And that is where that term baby brain comes from. So it's not just made up. And studies have shown that it can take up to 10 years to replenish the omegas in our brain. And I just don't want to be that mummy dumb for that long. So for me, again, omegas, non-negotiable. And the other thing that we love so much, a lot of us in the Gratitude Gang are mums. So we can actually get these for free. These are our chews. So fruit and vegetable chews. And if your kids are between the ages of 4 and 18, you can get a free supply of these chews. So your kids are getting incredible nutrition and they taste delicious. Like I literally have to tell my husband to stop eating them because they're for our son. Like stay away. So, since being in our program and on these amazing products since last year, I've had some great benefits, like Sue said as well, increased energy, less sugar cravings, better digestion. But the most dramatic thing that I didn't even think about, I didn't even think this could happen, is in regards to my cycle. And, since I was a teenager, the first 24 to 48 hours of my period were excruciating. Like I was popping pills left, right, and center, 2 or 3 Naprogesic every 4 hours. It was not cool. And then about 2 or 3 months into this, I started to realize, I don't actually need that painkiller today or not as much. And now 6 months later, I have zero pain. So for someone who's had that for, 20 years to now have nothing and, just know that my hormones are so much more stable is incredible. And so that's my story. Thanks.
Thanks, Britt. You're amazing. And speaking of periods, because this is the women's event, so we're going to be talking a little bit about cycles. I'm going to spotlight our beautiful girl, Chloe. She has a really incredible story, and I'm so excited for you guys to hear it. So take it away, Chloe.
Hey, guys. It's funny you say that because it's like I always feel like when I, talk about my journey, I'm like, I didn't even think I had a story. But it's safe to say I've learnt now that I do. To be honest, I didn't really realize how bad my health was before the product came into my life. But basically, to give you a background really quickly, because I love to talk, I suffered from really bad endometriosis, having my first surgery in 2010, and they just went on yearly after that. And through that, I still had excruciating painful periods. And I remember when they first started, I just thought that was normal. So I didn't say a lot. I didn't sort of speak up. I just sort of thought, okay, well, this is the way it is, and that's that. But I think what came along with that was where my body really started to break down. So I went into really bad cycles of anxiety. That was just my daily life. There was bouts of depression, which I was lucky enough not to go too far into. But I mean, it didn't stop there. And I think the stress over time in 2017, so last year, I was diagnosed with adrenal fatigue, which I'd been complaining about fatigue since 2008. And over the years, the only solutions that my doctors gave me were more medications, and one of which completely stopped my period for a number of years. That was their solution to me not having another surgery, because they just thought, well, if we stop it altogether, the endo can't grow back. And, you know, that's a brilliant solution, when it's not at all. It completely destroyed me. I put on about 20 kilos over time. My confidence obviously went down. I completely lost my sex drive. And at a young age, look, that's not fun. Like, young girls got to have a sex drive, right? But I was constantly bloated. And a photo I come across recently, my stomach was just so insanely bloated. And that was just me all the time. Like, and I think there's just so many other things, like cholesterol. I found that was dangerously low, and I was lucky to even be getting a period. And I think just over time, I just lost control of my health, and I was sick of putting it in the hands of other people who weren't even respecting it. Like, I felt like I was being put in a box constantly. I was giving a Band-Aid solution, and just nothing was working. And when I moved to the coast in 2014, I thought, okay, this is BS. I'm going to fix it. So I took myself off all my medication, which I know doctors will say, consult your doctor, blah, 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 but whatever, you've done me no favors now. So I'm doing it myself. And it was the best thing I ever did. It took me about 2 years to get my cycles back into normality. At that point, the period pain did return, but it wasn't as bad as previously, but it was still very uncomfortable. I was still having sick days. And that's when my vertigo really spiked. From that, I had MRIs, and they couldn't find what was going on. Anyway, so basically that was me, rock bottom. And then about 6 months ago, Juice Plus and the program came into my life, and holy crap. Like, I can't even just describe like the transformation I've had. I don't get period pain whatsoever anymore, at all. Like, the worst I get is I get a little bit tired and I go, okay, cool, I'm getting my period. And for me, I was told that I would always have period pain, especially because I have an abnormality in my uterus. It's just not fully grown, so it's meant to cause pain all the time. Not in pain, no painkillers had for quite a few months. I'm not bloated anymore. My anxiety is well under control. I sleep better now. Even through adrenal fatigue, I wasn't sleeping. I was wired late at night, but I couldn't sleep through the night. I would have afternoon naps all the time. I was the boring friend who always wanted to stay home. But I think the best thing about this and what it's given me back, I mean, it's given me back my health and my life, but it's also given me control. I know that I know my body better than anyone, and I know now that I can support my body for the rest of my life in a natural way, not being given stupid synthetic drugs that are just going to cover the problem. Like, I've actually got to the root of it, and I can actually say I've got the best health I've ever had in my 26 years of life. It's nuts that it's taken me 26 years to get here, but I am so insanely grateful. And I think it's just given me a massive passion to help other people my age and younger to just take control of their health and realize they don't, you know, it is their responsibility and they can control it. Like, it doesn't have to be so hard. It can really be that simple. And I'm going to stop there because, like I say, I like to talk and I could go on for days.
And you like to cry, which I absolutely love about you. Your story is so incredible. And I think one of the things about this business, and definitely when you're someone who's been on the product for a long time, is you become quite immune to your story. I know Kate, who's in the game, she's got a really incredible story too. And when she used to tell it, she would cry every time. And then eventually you're just kind of like, oh yeah, like this old thing again. Like, yeah, like I was sick and now I'm well and I'm good now. You kind of forget like the impact that it has. So I love that you've still got your emotion there. And we're going to shift gears a little bit and go to Catherine, who is my best friend in the whole entire world's mum. And she's going to talk a little bit about the product from a different angle. So Catherine, tell us what experience you had.
Okay, my experience has been that my daughter introduced me to the product 12 months ago, and she was very enthusiastic. I was very skeptical, but as her mum, I wanted to give her support. So I said I would try the product. Within 2 days of being on the product, I could feel the difference. I had energy. And for the last young lady who said 26 years, I'm 55 and I have never felt better than I'm feeling right now. And it's just been an incredible journey. I was at the age of 50, turning 50, I was 30 kilos heavier. I'd never been so overweight in my life, but I'd always struggled with weight. I was in pain from head to toe with what I thought was arthritis, and I thought that that was aging, and that's what came with aging. I was also obviously menopausal, but then in listening to the stories of tonight and the post-baby stress, I don't think that ever went away. And I actually feel now that the menopause, the whole hormonal interaction, has just been something that's been continuing. The experience I've had has just been phenomenal. I can now do forward rolls down a hill with my granddaughter, which is something I would never have dreamed of doing. I can go into the ocean and get back out again. I thought that those days were gone because I was crippled 5 years ago. I couldn't get out after getting in. So I decided, well, I couldn't go surfing anymore. The energy that I have is phenomenal. I introduced my husband to the program as well. He was extremely skeptical, told me that, you know, it was crazy stuff, that it wasn't going to work. We've just had our 12-month blood tests and the results have come back the best they've ever been. 100% clear of cholesterol, of high blood pressure, of blood sugars. Everything is just absolutely perfect. So for us, it's just been life-changing, and it continues every day to be amazing. And I just love sharing the enthusiasm that I have, and I just can't say enough for it. It's absolutely brilliant. The doctors that we've been seeing are blown away with our story. And it's been very questionable, especially from my husband's point of view. He's been on heart medication for the last 2 years for different problems, and he's now off all medication. So for us, it's just been absolutely incredible. And for me, speaking for myself, I can run with my grandchildren. I can do forward rolls down hills, go on swings, climb monkey bars, and do all the things that I had dreamed of doing, never thought I couldn't do. But 5 years ago, if you had have told me that I'd be doing it at 55, going into the future, I would have said there's no way. So the other thing that's been absolutely incredible is the psoriasis that I had. I'd started developing psoriasis as a result of poor liver function, and it's non-existent right now. My head was red raw from the scalp right through to the back of the neck, into my ears, and it was coming into my face as well. And that is all gone. There's nothing. So thank you, Angela, for introducing Emma to the program. It's just been absolutely amazing.
Oh my gosh, I don't know if you can read it, Catherine, but the comments are going crazy. Everyone's like, oh my God, this is so bad. Like, my cheeks are sore because I've known a part of your story. Like, I knew about the psoriasis, and whenever people like ask, you know, about skin conditions, I'm always like, oh my gosh, you know, my friend Emma's mom, she had like awful psoriasis, but everything that you just said, I'm like, oh my gosh, I need everyone I know to watch this recording, because that is enough. That is like, I will be on Juice Plus for the rest of my life. Someone said to me once, you should take it from the womb to the tomb, and it's one of the only supplements you can take that's safe to do that. You can literally have it when you're pregnant. You can literally have it, you know, when you're 100 years old, and everything in between, as you've seen tonight. So thank you for sharing. That was really, really cool. And everyone, yeah, is going nuts in the comments. So you should definitely scroll up and read them. But yeah, I mean, sort of to finish off, guys, I just want to thank you all for watching. And of course, Chloe and Catherine for sharing. And, you know, we do live in such a different world now. We have so many more physical and emotional stresses in our everyday life. You know, there's so much information flooding the internet with the best way to eat and gain vitality and be our healthiest self. But I know that most of us kind of resign ourselves to the fact that we're going to be tired at 3 p.m. in the afternoon, or we're going to have pain, like Catherine said, you know, as we age, and, you know, and at that time of the month. And, you know, if this was a better way to feel, you know, what have you got to lose by looking a little bit deeper at what we're doing? And, you know, I think the program speaks for itself. It's deprivation free. There's no crazy rules. It's something that you can do for life. And, you know, Juice Plus is literally the most researched supplement on the planet. So how can you kind of go wrong with those? You know, I think we're meant to feel good in our life. We're meant to feel amazing and thrive and live with ease, grace, and flow, look good, feel good. And yeah, I think just ask yourself, if this could be a better way, why not try it out? So I'm grateful that you've spent time watching and listening to these stories. And if this is something you want to discover a little bit more about, I just urge you to get in touch with whoever it is that, you know, sent you this link or invited you tonight or sent you the recording, and ask them to tell you more, because as you can see from the stories tonight, this stuff can be pretty freaking incredible. It's food. Food is great. So thanks for watching, guys, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.